At the spring banquet, a single poem stunned the entire court. With an imperial decree, the emperor named me the Princess of Jing. I became the envy of the entire capital, but no one knew that this seemingly perfect match was merely the emperor's scheme. He intended to turn me into Prince Jing Jin's get-out-of-jail-free card, and even fewer knew that the Prince of Jing, rumored to be sickly and frail, was a completely different man on our wedding night. He called for water all night long, wearing me out until the rooster crowed at dawn. Only then did I get a moment's rest. The next day, entering the palace to pay respects, my yawning nonstop prompted the empress to prepare a whole carriage of tonics for me. This exclusive favor in others' eyes was nothing but endless torment for me. Yet this seemingly perfect life ended in a tragic downfall. I was poisoned and took my last breath in Prince Jing's arms. To my dying breath, I hated this life of being manipulated and bound. Who would have thought, with a blink, I'd wake up alive again on the day of the spring banquet? The familiar palace feast, the familiar scene, but the poem I was supposed to recite was spoken first by my cousin, Shen Qingro. She stood on the stage, accepting everyone's praise, and threw me a provocative smile. Since she wants to snatch the title of Princess of Jing, I'll just go with the flow. While everyone was immersed in admiration, I quietly slipped away, excusing myself to the restroom. Returning home, I packed my valuables, determined to flee the capital immediately. I'd go to the border to save my eldest brother from losing his leg and completely escape that living hell known as Prince Jing. But just as I reached the city gate, ready to ride far away, a tall, slender figure suddenly blocked my path. The young Prince Jing, anger in his eyes, pointed at me, gritting his teeth, and there was even a hint of hurt in his gaze. Damn it, I knew it. You heartless woman were trying to run. The next day, I went to the palace to pay my respects. I was yawning nonstop. The empress frowned deeply. Prepare a whole carriage of tonics for me. At first, I comforted myself. He's a man, after all. Just getting a taste for it. It's nothing if he's excited for a few days. But who knew Prince Jing would be like a beast, never stopping. In less than a month, he had worn me out, pale and thin. My spirit was utterly depleted. Left with no other choice, I suggested he take a concubine. Let some sisters share my burden. Prince Jing's smiling face darkened considerably. He refused with a grim expression. Who takes a concubine? Just 1 month after marrying his princess? Absolutely not. I endured it. 3 months later, I couldn't take it anymore. I brought it up again. Prince Jing's face turned thunderous. You have quite the nerve, princess, daring to push this prince onto someone else? Then he pinched my chin and ravaged my lips. Another night of passion. A year later, my belly showed no sign of life. Her Majesty the Empress began her campaign for an heir. When Prince Jing found out, he stormed into the palace. He returned with a carriage full of aphrodisiac tonics. He slipped into the kitchen, simmering soup with a wicked grin. Life is short. Seize the day. That night, I was forced into another sleepless night. Honestly, I hate all tonic soups. All of them. 3 years later, my belly was still quiet. This time, Her Majesty stopped nagging. While Prince Jing was sent out of the capital on imperial business, she had the matron's escort 2 lovely young ladies to the manor. Her Majesty knew her youngest son's temper. She planned to present him with a time's fait accompli. Bored out of my mind in the manor, I often sought out these 2 sisters for idle chat. After much talking, we actually became good sisters. With nothing better to do, I even shared the whole collection of erotic pictures Prince Jing had gathered with the 2 of them. The 2 young ladies were innocent and blushed furiously at the sight. They were utterly mortified. Prince Jing returns to his residence after his duties. He calls out loudly, Princess, I've collected quite a few fire prevention diagrams. Let's study them together tonight. Before he could finish speaking, he sees me with 2 women of exceptional beauty playing cards. The 2 women see the prince return and hurriedly kneel to greet him. Prince Jing, standing outside the door, retreats 3 steps. He pinches his nose and orders the guards behind him to escort the 2 women out of the residence. After they leave, he gives me a resentful look. Then he tosses the fire prevention diagrams he was holding at me. He storms out of the residence angrily. I don't know how he explained it to the Empress, but after that, the Empress never again interfered in Prince Jing's household affairs. She also stopped mentioning the matter of heirs. God knows how much I wished the Empress could be more assertive, so I could have a few sisters to share Prince Jing's boundless energy, but the Empress was useless. My reminiscence is interrupted by the sound of familiar poetry. My cousin, who was sitting beside me, has already gone up to the stage to write poetry. The familiarity is because the poem she composed is exactly the one I wrote at the spring festival banquet in my previous previous life. After it's recited, my cousin gives me a smug smile. As soon as the poem is finished, a group of ladies and young women applaud and praise it. Truly a daughter of the Shen family. Her first attempt is already a masterpiece. Indeed, I hear that this one on stage is just the niece of Minister Shen. The Shen clan is indeed a century-old noble family. Every younger generation member is outstanding. The wives and daughters praise loudly. My cousin smiles shyly. She accepts the praise. That expression, that gesture, is exactly the same as mine in my previous life. Seeing her behave like this, I feel disgusted. Copying my mannerisms is bad enough, but she even took out my poem to recite. If she wants to climb high, don't use me as a stepping stone. I'm furious, but another thought suddenly pops into my mind. Since she's claiming credit for the poem, why not let her mistake continue? Today, she's stealing the show. I can use this chance to escape the capital, head to the border, save my brother with the bad leg, and get away from Prince Jing, that beast's clutches. No more being force-fed that awful tonic. No more feeling listless all day, unable to muster any energy. Time to make a move. Using the excuse of needing the privy, I slipped away with my maids. Just outside the courtyard, I heard the same words as in my past life. Fine poem, a reward. It was said by the emperor, who had come by for a stroll. Where he is, the prince is. Run. The maid Wanqing, panting heavily. Miss, why did you run? A chance to gain favor, and you just gave it to the third house girl? The steady Shuyao scolded her. Hold your tongue. Whatever Miss decides to do, we servants just listen. Wanqing was indignant, but didn't dare talk back to Shuyao. She huffed. So, Miss, are we heading back to the manor? I nodded, running quickly. Back to the manor. Leave the capital. Find my brother at the border. Save my brother. Shuyao frowned upon hearing this. Impossible. Wanqing rolled her eyes. Shuyao, what's wrong with you? You just said we listen to Miss. Shuyao flushed with embarrassment. This servant believes this matter should be reported to the master and mistress. Tell them my foot. If we tell them, I'll never leave the capital. No noble family would ever allow an unmarried young lady of the house to have such an outrageous idea. Even if she did, they'd nip it in the bud. From what I know of the old emperor in my past life, he would never bestow my cousin to Prince Jing. Her father is a minor official. Her mother's from a merchant family. They can't protect her from the prince. As long as I'm in the capital, that marriage decree is coming sooner or later. When the emperor wants something done, he'll find a reason, even if there isn't one. Now, the timing is perfect. If I don't run now, when will I? Once I'm out of the capital, the emperor who dotes on his son won't be able to arrange my marriage to Prince Jing. He wouldn't let his precious son marry an unconventional principal consort. Back at the manor, Ling Yu, who was minding the house, was overjoyed when she heard I was going to the border to find my eldest brother. She jumped for joy. It's been years since I last saw the young master and my own brother. Ling Yu's brother went to the border with my eldest brother 3 years ago. It's been years apart. Returning to the capital, I looked at them. Shuyao excels at household management. Wanqing loves delving into culinary arts. Ling Yue knows martial arts and medicine. I can't do without any of them. Shuyao was utterly unwilling, but she couldn't withstand Ling Yu and Wanqing's persuasion. A quarter of an hour later, the four of us sneaked out through the side gate. Ling Yu was dressed as a servant boy. She brought a carriage from the backyard. After we all boarded the carriage, Ling Yu cracked her whip. The manor gate grew smaller and smaller. We hurried to the city gate, only to be stopped by the guards. Ling Yu presented her travel permit, but the man crumbled it to dust. Ling Yu was furious. She argued with him heatedly. The commotion outside caught Shuyao's attention. She got down to mediate, but once she stepped out, she fell silent. Wanqing shielded me protectively. Suddenly, a man in black barged into the carriage. He yanked Wanqing out of the carriage. Robbery in broad daylight. I was about to get out to see what was happening when the carriage curtain was pulled aside. It nearly scared the soul out of me. The one who entered was none other than Prince Jing, who was supposed to be strolling with the emperor at the spring banquet. The young, handsome prince pointed at me, gritting his teeth. Damn it, I knew you heartless woman would run. I've used all my strength for you, and you call me an iron ox? How could you be so cruel? The more he spoke, the redder his eyes became. A single tear fell unexpectedly. I can't bear to see him cry. Old habits die hard. I couldn't help but step forward and hug him. Prince Jing sobbed. On your deathbed, you said you never wanted to see me again. Well, I won't let you have your way. My head is pounding. What's going on? Does rebirth come with bringing the whole family along? After more than 10 years of marriage, Prince Jing knows me inside and out. He broke free from my embrace, his eyes red as he accused me. On your deathbed, you actually said you wouldn't be buried with me. I won't listen to that. I'm going to hold you and be buried together. So, after I died, not only was I buried with him, we were even in the same coffin. Won't you let me go even in death? But right now, I don't dare complain. Afraid he'll start crying and won't be able to stop. Anyway, no matter what, you are not allowed to leave me behind. I stubbornly turned my head away, refusing to look at him. This fox's tears are the most deceptive. Leaving is definitely the plan. I have to get away. 13 years of marriage. And aside from my monthly cycle, he hardly gave me a moment's peace. The field's been plowed to ruin, and all those tonic soups. I really don't want to drink them. Drank those tonics my whole last life, and still no air. Every time I attended a palace banquet, seeing the other consorts, followed by a string of children, I was so envious. At night, I told Prince Jing I wanted a child. His eyes would light up, saying he'd give me descendants right away. After a night of toil, he gave plenty of descendants, but none of them were any use. I said he was all sowing and no sprouting. He said his descendants cared for me, afraid I'd suffer hardship, so they simply wouldn't sprout. No matter what I said, he always had a retort. Later, I grew tired. I thought about adopting a child from the clan, to inherit the estate. As soon as word of the adoption got out, Prince Rui's consort came to visit with her second son. The clueless Prince Rui went to court and bragged to Prince Jing that his consort brought their second son to the Jing estate to discuss the adoption. That really stirred up a hornet's nest. Prince Jing took the court tablet in his hand and threw it at Prince Rui's head. He skipped court altogether and rode straight back to his manor as soon as he left the palace. Before the child could even kowtow to me, Prince Jing tossed the child out. Not caring who was watching, he held me in a tight embrace. Princess Rui was mortified. She slipped out along the wall, grabbed her child, and ran, as if being chased by dogs. If you want a child, I'll be your child. I won't have it. I won't let anyone share your affection. He made such a fuss that I never brought up the adoption matter again. After that, word spread throughout the capital that Prince Jing was deeply devoted and virtuous. The princess consort had borne no children for years, yet the prince had taken no concubines. I became the thorn in the side of all the ladies and wives. In the capital, Prince Jing became the purest moonlight and the reddest cinnabar mole. I wanted a child. I really, really wanted one. I wanted one more person to love you. Prince Jing's lips quivered. He was about to cry again. I hurriedly covered his mouth. Don't cry. If you cry again, I'll shave my head and become a nun before I'll marry you. Prince Jing's eyes struggled to hold back tears. In an instant, tears streamed down his face. He whimpered in protest, and when that failed, he licked my hand. My face flushed completely red. I hurriedly pulled my hand back. The old rogue licked his lips, not yet satisfied. My princess always smells so sweet. I stated expressionlessly, oh dear, I forgot to wash after using the toilet. I hope your highness doesn't mind. Prince Jing secretly wiped his tongue with his sleeve, but his mouth was still being shameless. Whatever my princess does, I don't mind at all. As he spoke, his hand began to wander shamelessly toward my face. Just as it was about to touch me, the carriage curtain was suddenly flung open. Ling Yue entered the carriage, brandishing a horsewhip. She lashed the whip right onto Prince Jing's wandering hand. You scoundrel! How dare you harass my mistress? Ling Yu is fiercely protective. She's fearless. In our past life, she often overstepped her bounds. Prince Jing was used to her sarcasm. He is a bit wary of her, but not now. I'm not the princess of Jing. I have no right to discipline the prince. Ling Yu was furious. She was about to strike again. I quickly stopped her. Ling Yu was held back by me. She huffed angrily. Miss, you're far too kind-hearted. I tried to soothe her. This man is Prince Jing. Prince Jing. Ling Yu froze in shock. Impossible. How could that be? Miss, you must be mistaken. Everyone says Prince Jing is ascetic and pure. He never goes near women. She pointed at the prince. Just look at him. He's the very picture of a lecher. How could he possibly be Prince Jing? Humph. I have to say, rumors are so misleading. Ling Yu turned her head away, looking guilty. I hit him a bit too hard. I made this scoundrel cry. Following Ling Yu's gaze, I looked back. Sure enough, Prince Jing, huddled in the corner, silently rolled up his sleeve, revealing an arm red and swollen from the whip. Tears were streaming down his face. A beautiful man in tears, a sight to behold. Perhaps sensing our stares, the prince, who moments ago acted like a rogue, said in a pitiful voice, "It's nothing. It was I who was too forward with Miss Shen. I merely saw the one my heart desires, and couldn't contain myself. I beg Miss Shen's forgiveness. Good heavens, it's enough to soften anyone's heart. Don't use those green tea tactics on me." With that one speech, reach, he tattled, complained, and justified himself, all while declaring his feelings. Killing 4 birds with 1 stone. Ling Yue was so scared she dropped to her knees, begging for mercy over and over. My heart went out to her. I went to get medicine from my bag for the prince. Prince Jing took a handkerchief from his sleeve to dry his tears. Then he stood up with lightning speed, leaving me no chance to atone. He said seriously, "Rise. This prince does not blame you. You were right to protect your mistress. All of this is my fault. I offer my sincerest apologies to Miss Shen. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I will have new travel documents prepared for you, and I'll assign some guards to protect you in secret." As he spoke, he untied the jade pendant from his waist. "If you run short of funds, you can use this pendant to withdraw money from the Wansai Bank. I wish you a safe journey, Miss Shen." With that, he showed no hesitation. He strode out of the carriage, but the carriage was cramped, forcing him to hunch over. He looked utterly ridiculous. My heart had already melted completely. I quickly stopped him. "If your highness has no pressing matters, you could travel with us to see the borderlands." His resolute steps came to an abrupt halt. A somewhat aggrieved voice came through. Miss Shen said she never wanted to see me again. That was said in anger. "Your highness is so distinguished and noble. How could I not wish to see you?" "Really? You said that yourself." "Like hell I did. He'd led me astray again. My resolve is just too weak." Prince Jing grinned like a fool. Ling Yu stamped her foot in frustration. "Miss, traveling alone with a man. Have you lost your mind?" Prince Jing rolled up his sleeves meaningfully. Ling Yu stomped her foot again. "Ugh. This servant." I shook my head with a wry smile. "Silly girl, how could you possibly outwit a fox who's lived 2 lifetimes?" With Prince Jing joining us, our journey was smooth sailing. The people my parents sent didn't stop us. Instead, they accompanied me to the border, claiming they were going to see my elder brother. But really, they were there to keep an eye on Prince Jing. That is to say, Prince Jing's reputation for avoiding women was well known. That's why my parents weren't too worried. If it were anyone else, they would have dragged me back to the capital already. They were dead wrong. Prince Jing is most times interested in women. He often indulged in debauchery during the day. Prince Jing, looking smug and triumphant, rode his horse alongside my carriage. "Miss Shen, you'll arrive in Jiqing this afternoon. Your eldest brother will personally come to greet you." I could smell the triumph of a petty man. In my previous life, eldest brother returned to the capital after I got married. The first thing he did upon returning was to come limping to the prince's residence to see me. Seeing me yawning constantly and looking listless, he got so angry he sparred with Prince Jing all day. That evening, beaten black and blue, Prince Jing was carried back by his guards. The Empress was heartbroken. She subtly blamed me for it more than once. Prince Jing groaned, saying he was overestimating himself by insisting on sparring with his brother-in-law. The Empress was so distressed, she wished she could stay by her darling son's side day and night. Half a month later, the news of him losing to his lame brother-in-law was known throughout the capital. The prince, who never cared about face, rarely felt embarrassed. His injuries should have healed completely in half a month, yet he insisted on staying in the residence for 3 months without going out. This was torture for me. Before, when he attended court during the day, I could enjoy some peace and quiet, but for these 3 months, it was non-stop, day and night. I don't know where he got all that stamina. I teased him for having no restraint. He said he'd abstained from women for 20 years, so he deserved to make up for lost time. All right, I'll take it as making amends for eldest brother. After all, once he recovered, he rushed to the virtuous consort's palace that very night, and woke up the emperor, begging his imperial father not to blame my brother. The emperor, his mood ruined, dragged him into a night-long discussion about life. The next day, he returned to the residence with a pile of tonics, and brewed them for me every single day. I have to admit, after drinking those tonics, my energy did improve quite a bit. Before eldest brother left for the border, he never found another reason to spar with him again. Just as we reached the city gate, Ling Yue loudly greeted us. "Greetings, young master." Shu Yao helped me put on my veil hat. Wan Qing assisted me down from the carriage. I bowed and greeted my eldest brother. Prince Jing had already changed into his royal attire in his carriage just before entering the city. Now, he sat on horseback, with great dignity and pride. That vindictive fox. My eldest brother led a group of soldiers in performing a grand salute to Prince Jing. After receiving the salute in full, the prince gave a slight nod. "At ease. You've all worked hard." Before leaving the capital, I arranged for provisions and winter clothing. They will arrive in a few days. My brother and the soldiers looked at Prince Jing with stars in their eyes. It was admiration and trust. Yeah, right. He decided to come to the border on a whim. How could he have arranged for supplies? lies. He's probably doing this to save face. He must have written to the capital to have them prepared. After all, in my past life, my brother disliked him until the very end. He's seizing the opportunity to strike first, to make a good impression on my brother now, so that when he later tries to woo my sister, he won't get beaten too badly. After questioning Prince Jing, my brother looked at me disapprovingly. Elder sister, you're far too reckless. A young lady, with no martial skills. I don't know where you found the courage to come here. Of course, it was to save you. I smiled mysteriously, and didn't reply. My brother dotes on me. A little scolding won't hurt. He won't really send me back to the capital. Prince Jing, putting on airs on his horse, cleared his throat. Deputy General Shen, lead the way. Yes, Your Highness. After my brother responded, he first helped me into the carriage. Then he mounted his horse. He cracked his whip and led the way to the general's residence. Prince Jing followed behind him. My carriage took a different route to my brother's quarters. My brother returned late at night. He was carrying a drunk Prince Jing on his back, sweating profusely from the effort. As soon as I heard the news, I rushed to the main hall. My brother placed the stumbling Prince Jing onto a soft couch. The prince can't hold his liquor. Look how flushed his face is. I hesitated, not stepping forward. That cunning old rogue is pretending to be drunk. Brother doesn't know how much Prince Jing can drink. As if I don't know. He's far from a lightweight. He can hold his liquor like a champ. He flushes. His face turns red as soon as he drinks. He used to pretend to be drunk just to tease me. Brother, can we talk in private? I was speaking to brother, but my eyes were on the prince. Pretending to be drunk, he was pointing his fingers all over the place. Whenever he feels guilty, his fingers start pointing randomly. Isn't it inappropriate to leave the prince here? It's perfectly fine. The people serving him aren't just sitting around. They know their job. Why worry about that? Brother was persuaded by what I said. He stood up, about to leave. Prince Jing turned around. He tightly grabbed brother's sleeve. He murmured, "Brother Shen, it's like we've been friends forever. Let's have another drink." Brother looked at me helplessly. How about we talk here? The prince is drunk out of his mind. It's not good to leave him somewhere else. Today, the general is throwing a big banquet to welcome the prince, but the prince kept holding on to me and wouldn't let go. Of course he's holding on to you and won't let go. What if you run away? Then he'd be left alone at the general's mansion. Brother, you're so naive. He just wants to come back with you. Along the way, 3 maids, and from the residence, the guards kept me well protected. Prince Jing couldn't even touch a hair on my head, let alone see me more than a few times. Every time he tried to find an excuse to get close to me, he was stopped by Shu Yao's breach of etiquette, and Ling Yue's silver needles persuaded him to back off. Finally, when we reached the border, we tossed him into the general's mansion. There's no way he'd agree to that. Of course, this isn't me bragging. It's all because of the confidence Prince Jing gives me. Lately, brother, take care of your health. Brother looked puzzled. What's wrong? I ate 8 bowls of rice today. I defeated a bunch of soldiers in a martial arts contest. I'm in great health. Well, how should I gently tell brother that he'll become lame in a while? I can't possibly say I've lived a second life. If I really say it, I'm afraid big brother will drag me off for an exorcism. He's superstitious. Shen. Again. Prince Jing shouted again. What's there to be afraid of? I'm here for you. I rolled my eyes at him. Faking drunkenness is one thing, but what else can you do? You can't fight. You can't lift a thing. If something happens to you, big brother won't just get a leg tumor. He'd probably lose his head. Everyone knows Prince Jing is the favorite of the 3 most powerful figures in the palace. Big brother shook his head like a rattle drum. The night is deep, and the dew is heavy. I'll look after his highness tonight. You go rest first. We'll talk more tomorrow. I hesitantly returned to my room. Shu Yao had already prepared bathwater for me. After bathing, Shu Yao took the clothes to wash. Wan Qing helped me get dressed and dried my hair. Ling Yu helped me relax my muscles. I read a storybook by candlelight, feeling utterly content. The next day, I woke to the smell of meat. Opening my eyes, I saw Prince Jing sitting on the daybed, munching on a chicken leg facing me. Still half asleep, I thought I was back in my past life, and habitually called out the prince's name. Jingheng, don't be naughty. Prince Jing's mouth hung open. The chicken leg dropped onto the bedding. He gave me a bear hug. You still have feelings for me, right? You still remember all our little moments. I was jolted awake by his weight. Right now, I'm still a young maiden. How did this old scoundrel sneak in? Where's Ling Yu? Where's Shu Yao? And Wan Qing? The chicken leg in his hand was clearly made by Wan Qing. Get off me. I struggled fiercely. Prince Jing hugged me, swaying side to side, acting spoiled. But I don't wanna. Covered in goosebumps, I yelled, someone, Help! The prince grinned mischievously. Go ahead, yell. No one's coming, even if you yell yourself hoarse. Today, you're letting this prince hug you. Reasoning with him was pointless, so I tried to persuade him gently. Your Highness, we are both unmarried. This will damage my reputation. The prince struggled a bit, but finally got up. You're right. I haven't asked the emperor for the imperial decree for our marriage yet. Just wait. I'll pay you back double in the future. Don't worry, I can restrain myself. For your honor, I'll wait until our wedding day. You really are a ninja turtle. So much restraint. Not like you. In this life, Shinjia Qingqi wants to travel the world. I won't be stuck in a daily grind. Your Highness, why chase just one sheep? Why eat the same dish over and over? That topic is his sore spot. Mention it, and he explodes. He snorted lightly. Prince Jing ran off, furious with me. While running, he tripped over the threshold and fell. That fall must have knocked some sense back into him. I almost forgot why I came to see you. Your brother is injured. My heart skipped a beat. My brother is injured? Anxiety gripped my heart. I got dressed as fast as I could, grabbed my little case full of medicine, and headed out. Prince Jing was waiting outside to go with me. How could he be injured so early? In my past life, news of my brother's injury reached the capital after I was married. Prince Jing saw I couldn't eat or sleep. He went to the palace and made a huge scene. He even managed to get a royal physician, specializing in trauma, sent to the border to treat him. 3 months later, the physician returned to the capital. He said he arrived too late. My brother's leg injury was beyond treatment. The physician also brought back terrible news. Ling Yu, on the day the physician arrived at the border, had died from a severe infection. Ling Yu was heartbroken. The once lively girl lost all her spark. I thought by reliving this life, I could change all this. I never imagined my second chance would cause my brother and Ling Yu to be injured earlier. My eyes blurred with tears. Prince Jing gently put his arm around my shoulder and led me forward. Qingxi, don't cry. This time, you have me. Your brother-in-law will be fine. You and I are both here. We won't let anything happen to him, right? I gritted my teeth, trying to hold back my tears. Prince Jing coaxed. My dear, stop crying, or your brother-in-law will think I bullied you. Do you want him to hobble over and challenge me to a duel? Always joking around, but his silly banter did ease my mood a little. The front courtyard was noisy. My eldest brother's voice was hoarse. What are you looking at me for? All of you. Look at Ling Yu. Ling Yu's blood is almost drained. I'm fine. It's just a damn leg. What if I lose it? Shuya tried to persuade him. Young master, don't be stubborn. Ling Yu and the doctor are treating his wounds. Your injury is serious too. It needs to be bandaged quickly. I pushed the door open. I saw Shuya and Wanqing pinning down my brother, who was only in his undergarments, to keep him from moving. Ling Yu's hands trembled as she wiped his wound. Tears fell, landing on Ling Yu's blood-stained clothes, diluting the color of the blood. There were other wounded soldiers in the room. Most were shirtless. To let the medics treat them. Prince Jing's expression changed. He turned, trying to block me from entering. I stomped hard on his foot and glared at him. What time do you think this is? Behave. He finally, reluctantly, made way for me. We made quite a commotion. Soon, everyone in the room noticed. My brother scowled and scolded. What are you doing here? This place is full of rough men. You're an unmarried girl. Without a word, I took out a bottle of wound powder from a box and aimed it at the wound on his leg and sprinkled it on. The dirt around the wound has already been cleaned off. This golden wound medicine is a treasure bestowed by the emperor. I stole it from father's storeroom. It's incredibly effective, but it really hurts. Big brother was in so much pain, his veins were bulging. He even forgot to yell at me. After applying the medicine to big brother, I went to Ling Yu. The light was blocked. Ling Yu instinctively looked up. Seeing it was me, she, who had been quietly crying, burst into loud, messy sobs. Miss, my brother. My brother is badly injured. I handed her the medicine chest. Ling Yu, you need to stay calm. Any medicine in this chest, if it's useful, you use it. A life is more important than anything. Ling Yue shook her head, refusing to use it. These are all imperial-grade wound medicines. How could a lowly servant's brother use these? I opened the medicine chest directly. Ling Yu is my brother's savior. That makes him the Shen family's savior. There's no question of whether he can use it or not. You just use it. After big brother settled down, Wanqing and Shu Yao let go of him and came over. They joined me in persuading Ling Yu. Ling Yu, please, use it. Ling Yu nodded. Miss, your great kindness. Ling Yu could never repay it in a lifetime. Enough talk. Save him. All the medicine in this chest is imperial grade. I stole it all from father's storeroom before I left. Ling Yu first applied the hemostatic powder to Ling Yu's wound. Then she picked out several herbs and handed them to Wan Qing, asking her to brew the medicine. I took a bottle of golden wound medicine and gave it to the army medic, told him to apply some to the injured soldiers. The medic rubbed his hands for a long time and sighed. This is imperial grade golden wound medicine. There's plenty more in the chest. Just take what you need when you run out. Miss, your great kindness. The old army medic stammered. Wang, who hadn't spoken for a while, snapped, stop whining like a woman. In a few days, a whole cart of this stuff will arrive. You could bathe in it for a year. Only then did the medic dare to stop talking. Demay, once you're done with your work, go out. Big brother, who's been grumbling for a long time, hoarsely driving me away. Prince Jing raised an eyebrow at me, dragged me out by pulling and tugging. Walking out, I could hear the soldiers talking. Having some injuries makes you a real man. Veterans showing off to the rookies. The rookie was in so much pain that cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Nenming, the centurion, is right. The Imperial bestowed golden wound medicine is really good. The injured soldiers didn't rest for long. After 3 days, they started training again. I cheated a little. In my previous life, I studied medicine with Lin Yu. Ding Lei. I copied from my previous life. Extracted a lot to stop their inflammation. Big brother would roll in pain every time. But fortunately, after applying it, the wound didn't get infected. Bei new flesh grew, itchy and painful. Lin Yui and the others were busy taking care of the unconscious Lin. Had no time to care for me. Prince Jing seized every opportunity to show his presence in front of me and Big Brother. Big Brother went from being shocked at first to now. Not only that, he even calmly ordered Prince Jing to do this and that. When in extreme pain, he even called Prince Jing by his name, Jingheng, Jingheng. Get me some wine to sip for pain relief. At this point, Prince Jing would put down what he was doing and eagerly go pour wine for Big Brother. He would even bring the cup to Big Brother's lips, letting Big Brother take a sip. I have to say, they are truly affectionate. Lin Yue was unconscious for a full 10 days before waking up. Big Brother patted his shoulder and praised. Good lad, you're quite lucky with the ladies. 3 maids took care of you day and night without rest. Lin Yue smiled weakly at Big Brother. Thank you for not abandoning me, young master. Big Brother gently patted Lin Yue's shoulder again. Rest for a while, regain your strength, continue to be your young master's right-hand man. After saying that, he left the room without looking back. I noticed Big Brother's eyes were red. Jing Wang was sulking beside me. He cried for her. Men can cry. I whispered back to him. You're jealous. Jing Wang was taken aback. What's going on in that head of yours? If I were jealous, it'd only be of you. I'm telling you, men can cry. Men can cry, but not like this. You can't just start crying whenever you're losing an argument. After Ling Yue woke up, Xu Yao and Wan Qing couldn't go take care of him anymore. They followed me around all day, so Jing Wang had no chance to get close to me. He was so upset. He seized every opportunity to badmouth Xu Yao and Wan Qing. Xu Yao, as always, loves to preach. We should send her off to a nunnery. Let her chant all day there. That little Wan Qing used to listen to me. Now she's guarding against me like I'm a thief. After I got married, the steady and reliable Xu Yao became my housekeeper. Jing Wang was insatiable in the bedroom. He wore me out completely. Xu Yao, concerned for her mistress, often admonished the prince. Jing Wang was fuming, but he didn't dare show his claws to Xu Yao. As for Wan Qing, we were just 2 foodies who hit it off. Not 2 years after my wedding, Wan Qing married Jing Wang's personal guard. Wan Qing is a great cook. She often cooks special meals for her husband. Jing Wang even hired Wan Qing as the head chef for his restaurant. He's her bread and butter. How could Wan Qing not listen to him? Unable to get close to me, Jing Wang used the excuse of caring for my sick brother to wander around the military camp all the time. Not long after, rumors spread in the camp. Jing Wang and the new female medic in the camp had something going on. Rumors, they're absolutely rumors. How could Jing Wang, though I thought he wouldn't, I still went to the camp, with uncertain thoughts. Of course, I didn't go through the front gate. In the military camp, aside from female physicians and camp followers, it's rare to find women anywhere else. If I wanted to study medicine with the army doctors, I had to find another way. I spoke with the old army doctor beforehand, explaining my intentions. He was grateful that I had previously shared the liquor-based anti-inflammatory formula. That saved many soldiers. He readily agreed to exchange medical knowledge with me. So, under the cover of night, Ling Yue and I changed into men's clothes we had prepared, disguised ourselves as men, and snuck into the camp. We entered the army doctor's tent. The old doctor even bowed to me in thanks, insisting we not use a master-disciple title. He said we each had our own strengths in medicine, and it was better to just exchange knowledge. I didn't press the matter further. I settled in the tent and followed his methods for treating wounds. In the following days, Ling Yue and I were extremely cautious. We specifically chose times when Prince Jing and my elder elder brother were out leading troops for drills to leave, and we returned to our quarters well before they came back to camp, afraid our disguise would be discovered. We were this careful for 3 days. Finally, outside the army doctor's tent, I ran into the only female physician in the army. I looked up, and my heart skipped a beat. She looked very familiar. It was none other than Suer, the concubine who served my elder brother in my previous life. Recalling events from that past life, a chill ran through me. Back then, Ling Yue died from a severe infection. She cried even more bitterly than Ling Yue did. She kept blaming herself, saying her skills were lacking, and that she had caused Ling Yue's death. My elder brother's leg injury was worsened by her treatment, leaving him permanently disabled. Then she knelt, crying, saying she would stay by his side for life, never leaving him. At the time, my brother, moved by her devotion, said he was now a cripple and didn't want to hold her back. He always kept his distance from her, but she insisted on staying. She even declared that if anything happened to him, she would follow him in death. Now, thinking back, all that deep affection and loyalty was just an act she put on. After she crippled Big Brother's leg, she was filled with guilt. She vowed to take care of my big brother for life, never to leave his side. My foolish, sweet big brother was so moved. He said he was already a useless man and didn't want her to suffer with him. She covered his mouth, swearing her undying devotion. If anything happened to Big Brother, she'd immediately— What devotion? After Big Brother died, she was the first to run. Before fleeing, she tearfully declared she would avenge my big brother. What revenge? The next year, a prince from Western Liang came to pay tribute. Accompanying him was his newly taken concubine. It was none other than my big brother's former maid, Su Linger. This woman is cunning. We must be wary. With just one glance, she knew Ling Yu and I were women. Sweet-talking the men, she started picking on Ling Yu and me. I paid her no mind. I just ignored her. But she's a troublemaker. I didn't provoke her. She provoked me. She fell at Prince Jing's feet and tearfully claimed the new medicine apprentice looked down on her. Ling Yu and I didn't dare look up, afraid of being discovered. Prince Jing went, oh, and jumped 3 feet away. He said, he doesn't even look at this prince. Why would he look at you? What do you think you are? Can you compare to this prince? Isn't it normal he doesn't fancy you? He's blown our cover. We're done for. He's about to unleash his verbal barrage. Su Linger's eyes went wide, utterly disbelieving. Prince Jing raised an eyebrow, and his lips parted. This prince glances at you once, and you spread rumors we're involved? That's an insult to this prince's taste. Someone like you. I wouldn't want thousands of you. Why don't you look in the river? See if you're even worthy. Su Linger was fuming, chest heaving, but she didn't dare utter a harsh word. Get lost. Don't let this prince see you again. He waved a hand, and the soldiers behind him obediently escorted Su Linger away. After they had gone, he was grinning from ear to ear. Qingqi, you're jealous, aren't you? You are jealous. I was so mad I stomped my foot. Then I turned and ran. What a fool I was to fall for such an obvious trap. Prince Jing chased closely behind. Hey, Qingqi, don't run so fast. The path here is uneven. Jinx. The moment he said that, I took a fall. My head hit a rock. I saw stars and passed out. That fall was no ordinary fall. It made me remember everything from my past life. My eldest brother was slowly poisoned by his concubine, Su Linger. I was poisoned by my cousin, Shen Qinggro. Even though I knew that cup of tea was poisoned, I still drank it. The poison was fast-acting. I didn't even suffer for more than a few hours. Why did I drink it? Perhaps it was because I discovered the truth about my brother's death, but couldn't get revenge. My heart was filled with sorrow. Or perhaps it was because I learned from my cousin that Prince Jing had a true love in his heart. A first love. One he found at a temple. Or perhaps it was my parents. Parents burying their child. Their hair turned white overnight. Mother fell into a deep depression. Father lost all interest in his career. The truth was too heartbreaking. After I was reborn, I forgot it all. I only remembered to stay away from Prince Jing and save my brother. This fall brought all those memories crashing back. I suddenly coughed up a mouthful of blood. Xu Yao, who was waiting nearby, wiped the corner of my mouth with a handkerchief, then brought a cup of warm water to my lips. Wang Qing rushed out the door noisily, shouting, Miss, you're awake. Prince Jing rushed in, his hair disheveled. He held me tight and wouldn't let go. Qingqi, you're finally awake. Your brother is driving me crazy. I pushed him hard a few times, but he wouldn't budge. I asked him coldly, who is the person in the portrait? Jing Wang, let go of me. After a long pause, he said, you remember now? That bald monk is unreliable too. He can't even handle such a simple matter. I gave him a cold glance. Jing Wang shrugged. Don't be like that. The person in the portrait is you. It's you. I spat at him. What nonsense. I've never been to the temple he stayed in. That little girl in the portrait, who looks 80% like me. How could that be me? Have you forgotten? Your eldest brother goes to the temple on the 1st and 15th of every month. Hearing him say that, I actually remembered. My eldest brother's birth chart was weak. Our parents were afraid he would die young, so on the 1st and 15th of every month, they would take him to Huguo Temple to stay overnight. But I clash with temples. Every time I go, I catch a cold without fail, so our parents didn't take me. When your brother was young, he took me as his little brother. He often tricked me into going down the mountain. He often praised you as the best sister in the world. I think so too. After saying that, he said with a blushing face, when you were little, you were like a pink meatball. If I pinched your face, it would leave a mark. Once, your brother caught me sneaking down the mountain to see you. From then on, he became wary of me and wouldn't let me see you again. I was so angry that I stole the portrait he painted of you. After twisting and turning for a while, he finally said, that was the first time I ever stole something. Later, I learned how to paint. Every year, I would paint many pictures of you. My mind turned. Tell me, what's the deal with that bald monk? He avoided the topic. He said seriously. I had Su Linger interrogated. He's a spy from an enemy country. We followed his leads and uncovered many spies. After extracting the secrets, I had someone secretly feed him the 100 Eyes powder. Then I had him sent back to the enemy country in a grand manner. And your cousin, Shen Qingru, got mixed up with Prince Rui. He's been influencing my thinking. I just went along with what he said. He's a master manipulator. That's always been your specialty. And you were fed the 100-day powder. Even if you're not killed by the enemy, you'll die in 100 days anyway. What a brilliant move. Before Prince Rui, he had 3 sons and 3 daughters. All 3 sons were born to Princess Consort Rui. The 3 daughters were all born to Prince Rui's concubines. Some were premature births. The 3 concubines, who bore children, none of them survived. Princess Consort Rui is cunning and ruthless, and Prince Rui is a bit of a fool, always chasing after the new and forgetting the old. Your cousin Shen Qingru is having a tough time. I reckon by the time we return to the capital, we'll hear the good news of your cousin's death. When are we returning to the capital? Soon. Prince Jing rarely looks so serious in front of me. That damn emperor. Who would have thought the imperial marriage decree would chase us all the way to the border? Spouting nonsense about women can be just as heroic as men, and even heroes can't resist a beauty. A bunch of lousy excuses. In short, it's just about forcing this marriage. Prince Jing smiles brightly. Father really understands me. A fawning eunuch hands me and Prince Jing a letter each. The letter is an IOU written in the emperor's own hand. The letter is an IOU written in the emperor's own hand. The supplies Prince Jing brought last time quickly emptied the entire palace's stock of golden wound medicine. The emperor prepared them, fuming with anger. The old man is being a scoundrel. If I don't marry his son, he wants me to repay him in silver. A whole cart of imperial-grade golden wound medicine. That stuff is more expensive than gold. Even if you cut me up and sold me piece by piece, I couldn't pay it back. If you can't repay the money, then get married. What else can you do? In this lifetime, I want a child. That's fine. But you can't divide the love you have for me and give it to the child. Deal. I told you you had feelings for me. I refuse to accept this. The first time I saw my princess, my legs just wouldn't move. Master Huiming said it was love at first sight. That's exactly how it was when I saw my princess. I wanted to melt her right into my body. My delicate, soft princess. How could anyone not love her? It's just that she keeps pushing me to take concubines. I just don't get it. Why would I need concubines? My heart only has room for my princess. I only want my princess. Master Huiming took in a bunch of concubines. He said they were all chosen by Buddha. I asked him why. The master said that in the eyes of the world, they were considered ill-omened. They brought misfortune to their own mothers at birth. Their mothers. He kept saying how difficult childbirth is for women. When I was young, I didn't understand. But after hearing too many stories, I became afraid. That's why I won't let my princess suffer that pain. I take the medicine. I take the medicine every single day, just so my princess won't get pregnant. So many people pressure me to have an heir. First, I don't want my princess to suffer. Second, I don't want a child to distract her from me. Call me obsessive if you want, but my princess can only love me. The Empress Dowager cried and made a scene, saying heirlessness is the greatest unfilial act. I've been taking the medicine for years. My chance for offspring is long gone. I silenced the imperial physician. He told the Empress Dowager it was congenital. The Empress Dowager clutched her prayer beads, filled with regret, regretting sending me to the temple back then, that it severed my lineage. Ever since I discovered that my princess softens when I cry, I've been rubbing ginger juice on my sleeves every day. Just a gentle rub at the corner of my eye, and the tears flow. Works every time. My princess spat out blood and said she never wanted to see me again in the next life. But I clearly didn't use my sleeve to rub my eyes. Why was I crying so hard I couldn't see her? I had the one who poisoned my princess cut into 1,000 pieces. Then I went to the temple to atone. It's all my fault. My rule-breaking Uncle Huineng knocked me on the head. Foolish child, come with me. A beauty's fate is often brief. To wish for a long life is to face an inescapable tribulation. Moved by your devotion, this humble monk will use all my cultivation to fulfill your wish, but it will cost you 30 years of your life to save the one who should be saved. Are you willing? But I only wanted her to remember the happy times and forget the painful ones. In a moment of impulse, I went back to the day of the spring banquet. This very day, I found an excuse to ask the emperor for a marriage decree. Today, I'll do the same. My princess. Why is the one reciting poetry the one who harmed my princess? Could it be she also? Then my princess also has memories of her past life? Oh no, my princess is trying to run. Trying to get rid of me? In your dreams,